The VIA train's black box has revealed the cause of the crash in Burlington, Ontario.
And Humber Student Federation's presidential debates are underway. Humber News starts now.
Hello, it's Thursday, March 1st. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Andrea Lawson. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Wendy Match. Ahead on our show, we have all your news, sports, and entertainment updates, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Andrea has our top story.
Transport Canada says excessive speed is the cause of a VIA train derailment in Burlington on Sunday. According to information from the black box, the train was traveling 4 times the allowable speed. It was going 67 miles per hour when changing tracks. The allowable speed is 15 miles an hour. Officials say they don't know why the train was speeding. CN owns the tracks and leases them to VIA. It said the tracks were investigated and they found no signs of deterioration. The black box also showed the brakes on the train were not applied before the crash. Some passengers have already launched a $10 million class action lawsuit against VIA. The derailment killed 3 engineers and injured 45 passengers.
Provincial politicians are now blaming robocalls for dirty tricks in last fall's Ontario election. Robocalls have been at the center of heated debate federally, with the Tories being blamed for sending people to the wrong polls during the national election in May. Prime Minister Stephen Harper has denied any wrongdoing. In Ontario, Peterborough MPP Jeff Neal says his daughter came home from school one day saying classmates of hers received phone calls claiming her father was a baby killer. Other Ontario Liberals say voters received calls saying they were planning a provincial gun registry in rural ridings. Documents show Ontario Conservatives hired the Responsive Marketing Group, the same company being investigated by Elections Canada in the national elections. Elections Ontario has not said if they have received any complaints from voters.
The HSF All Candidates Forum hit Humber's North Campus today. 7 candidates are competing for the position of president this year, up from last year's 4. Student involvement in campus politics is a hot topic for the candidates. Reporter Dylan McKenzie has the details.
HSF kicked off its North Campus All Candidates Forum today in the Student Center. Candidates had a chance to voice their platform and raise awareness of their campaign. The debate is moderated by MTV personality Aaliyah Jasmine Sovani.
So what we have today is we have 3 executive positions that are going to be debating. We have the candidates from the president position, the VPs of administration from North Campus, and the VPs of campus life. They're all going to be debating and telling us why students should vote for them.
Current HSF President Brian Tran says the presence of the election on campus helps keep students engaged, but voter turnout could always improve.
Biggest issue, and it kind of always is the biggest issue, is just the idea of student engagement. I mean, as students, at Humber it's actually pretty good, and we have around a 25% voter turnout, which is incredibly high for these kinds of things. But I think the general main issue will be trying to get more students involved and engaged.
Tran offers some advice for the presidential hopefuls looking to fill his seat.
I think it's important for them to keep in mind the changes that have already been done and moving forward with some of the initiatives that I've been working on for the last couple of years.
The polls will be open March 12th to March 16th, so make sure to cast a ballot and vote for your favorite candidate. Dylan McKenzie, Humber News.
Kittens, recipes, or porn, privacy changes at Google means user searches and clicks will be shared across all its products. The company isn't collecting more information from users, but starting today, it is changing the way it collects that information. This means users who are logged into services like Gmail or YouTube will have all their information stored together. Google's Director of Privacy, Product, and Engineering says they want to create a more simpler, intuitive experience for users, but Canada's Privacy Commissioner has some issues. In a letter to Google, the Commissioner says she's concerned users aren't being told how to effectively opt out. She says if they don't want their data combined, users can stay logged out or create different logins.
An international student living in Mississauga on a student visa has been arrested for allegedly abducting and confining young boys. Police are saying Xiong Gao held a 12-year-old boy in his basement for a short period of time. Gao was arrested after a second boy said he was also abducted. Police say 3 more children later came forward, stating they were approached by a man. Police are stressing that the encounters were not of a sexual nature and that there may be more victims. All 5 boys were under 14.
When we come back, we'll have more news from across the country and around the world. Thomas Surska will have your sports news, and we'll have your weather forecast with Adriana Mancini.
Get those umbrellas out. It's going to be a wet one. I got the forecast for tonight and the 5-day weather forecast for the remainder of the week coming up after the break.